and welcome back to my channel. Daniel here from Golden Finds, and today's video is going to be different from what you're usually used to watching. So I'm going to be creating a new segment which will be aired on every other Friday. So far, it's how I have calculated it in my head, is I will release this like every other Friday, so like 2 times in a month. So it's going to be called Featured Friday, a division of Golden Finds. So what does Featured Friday means? I'm going to be showcasing one specific brand or specific item or specific collection, something in particular, to give you guys a little bit more of information about the items that I thrift for. So I want my channel to also be a source of education. So giving information to fellow people who are collectors, either people that just collect for fun, or people who are reselling as well, or thinking about possibly reselling, and you guys want to have like an eye of what to keep an eye out for when you're thrifting in the stores or when you're in antique shops or whatever it may be. So I thought that would be something very fun to do, and I just can't wait to get started. Today's, of course, I had to showcase my love for Rae Dunn by doing my first Feature Friday on Rae Dunn specifically. So today's video is going to be about a little bit of background of Rae Dunn herself. I have shared this like a long ago, almost ages ago. I shared about a little bit of information about Rae Dunn and who she was and how she started. But I'm going to give you guys a really broken down, condensed version of it today. And I'm also going to be sharing with you guys the stamps on each of the items that you may see either while thrifting, or if you're shopping in store, if you're shopping for new Rae Dunn, which you can get at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods, then you're going to be seeing more of the newer stamps in store, and you guys will see what I refer to, what I mean by stamp, in just a few minutes. So again, I'm just going to be sharing with you guys the information about what to keep an eye out when you are out either thrifting or shopping. If you're thrifting for Rae Dunn pieces and you want to take home with you, pieces that are more collectible and not so much of the newer stuff, I hope that this gives you guys like a little bit more of information. I'm not 100% like a Rae Dunn expert. I'm just going off on information that I was able to find online, and just like self-taught information that I have taught myself as well from reading articles and stuff online. So I just wanted to share that information with you guys in case if you guys are ever out thrifting, because I know a lot of you share with me that you guys also thrift and you sometimes have found pieces of Rae Dunn in your thrift stores. But I just want to give you guys more of the information of like what to keep an eye out for and what is more collectible and what might sell for more if you're looking to resell. And then just a bunch of information. And again, this is going to be a continuing series, and it's going to be on various brands, various products, various items. It's going to be a lot of fun. I wanted to definitely bring in a different kind of thing into my channel where it's not all just hauls and hauls and hauls and thrift sessions. Those are absolutely fun. That is not changing. You guys will definitely still see that. So make sure to stay tuned, because that will always be a main thing here on Golden Finds. So if you're new to my channel and you love Rae Dunn, thrifting, estate sales, vintage items, Christmas, Halloween, and so much more, then this is the channel for you. I do welcome you to hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you guys are hitting that notification bell so you're notified of all my weekly videos. And if you guys really like this video, it would really, really, really help my channel if you guys hit that like button. And make sure to leave any comments below if you guys have any questions in regards to the series or in today's topic or whatever the case may be. Drop them down below and I will respond to you guys as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and get started with the stamps that I will be sharing with you guys. And you guys will know what I mean right now. If you're already a Rae Dunn aficionado, then you guys already know what I'm talking about. But for those of you who are not familiar with what a stamp is, let's go ahead and get started. Who is Rae Dunn? Rae Dunn is a California native who resides in San Francisco, California, is an artist and designer. Rae holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in Industrial Design and worked in graphics and fashion design for many years before finding her passion for clay. Rae's inspiration comes from the earth and finding the beauty in simple shapes, natural forms, and found objects. Rae believes that we are all born as artists with natural instincts to create. At an early age, she showed interest in making model planes, paint by numbers, shrinky-dinks, and so much more. Her work in ceramics started by chance. Rae Dunn could only fit one class into her schedule, either stained glass or ceramics. With the literal flip of a coin, her destiny in ceramics awaited at the Community Art Center at Golden Gate Park, San Francisco. In the artist profile featured on Magenta's website, Magenta asked Rae Dunn, "What has been most rewarding about your work?" Rae responded, "My work seems to bring joy to a lot of people. I love hearing directly from my customers about how my work has changed their life, helped them somehow, or has brought them a new community of friends." Which I could not agree more, you guys. I love how I have been able to connect with so many new friends here on YouTube over the bond of Rae Dunn's work, and just all the overjoy and fulfillment that I have received and obtained from meeting these new friends and building strong friendships that I know will last for a long time. So I have shared this piece with you guys before. I'm so sorry. The tray, the platter is really large and it doesn't make it into the full scope of the camera because there's like a shadow that, you know, is overcast when I try to put it. If I try to lift my tripod a little bit higher, then you guys can see the phone shadow. So bear with me. So you guys have seen this tray before. It is a Rae Dunn piece, and this was from an estate sale that I found when Joe and I were out hitting some estate sales during the weekend. This was a while ago. I think it was last year, and I did share this with you guys on my channel on previous videos. Now, this is one of the stamps that you guys will come around. If you ever see a piece like this, definitely, I need to be very careful. Definitely grab this up, you guys. This is one of the stamps, and it's very, very indented into the actual ceramic. It says food safe, dishwasher safe, microwave safe, and it only says Rae Dunn, made in China. It doesn't have Artisan Collection by Magenta or anything of that sort. So this stamp is actually a special collaboration that they had with Saks Fifth Avenue. So this is actually a collaboration piece. So this is a very, very, I want to say it's a very, very rare piece because they did have a collaboration with Rae Dunn, Saks Fifth Avenue. You know, that is definitely a very pricey store. So this is definitely a very collectible, high collectible piece. So you guys want to make sure that you are in the lookout for anything. If you are ever out thrifting or, you know, in an antique store or anything like that, and you see a piece that looks like this with the Rae Dunn letters indented in black, and it looks very, very simple, then this might be a boutique piece. So you definitely want to make sure that you do your research and check the item out, because this most likely would be a Saks Fifth Avenue collaboration piece with Rae Dunn. So I got a little bit confused because Rae Dunn says in her article that if it just says simply Rae Dunn, then it's a handmade piece by her actually. So those are pieces that she actually handmade herself, and some people have even said that they're able to see the her fingerprints around the item. So that is really, really cool. So for a second, I did think that this was a handmade piece by her, but the fact that it says made in China, that means that it's not. So this was mass produced. It was not made by her specifically. Most likely the design was definitely made by her, but not handmade by her, if that makes sense. So definitely make sure that you guys are on the look for this type of stamp. And this is what I'm referring to as stamps. Her products are going to have this type of stamp. So it's going to say her name. And then the most common things that we find now are Artisan Collection by Magenta. There'll be like a serial number, and then it will have all that same information. Now, moving on to some of the mugs. Many of you may be familiar with the M stamp. So we're looking at this being roughly around 2015, 2016 era. And there are two variations of the M stamp. There is a gray color like this one. This is gray. And then there's actually another one that is black. So I believe the gray one is older, and then the black one was then changed too. So then it was changed from gray to black. So this is another indicator that you have possibly found a Rae Dunn piece. Now, one thing that you guys want to make sure is to always do your research. Again, this is just for informative purpose. Again, I'm not 100% like an expert when it comes to Rae Dunn. It's just from everything that I have taught myself and from reading articles online. So M is for magenta. So before Rae got her own stamp, Magenta made started producing her items, but they started labeling it as M stamp. So M for magenta. So this is what we see in older Rae Dunn pieces because she didn't have her own Rae Dunn Artisan Collection stamp yet. So this is what they would use. So you're going to be on the lookout for anything that is M stamp, and they have this in various sizes. But again, they're either going to be in gray or in black color, the letter. And this one's a little bit different. I'm not sure if this one was a special collaboration for a specific store. As you guys can see, this is a Christmas one. And a lot of these, again, are items that I found at Goodwill. And this says M Magenta exclusive, and then this one just says M for magenta. So again, a very clear indicator that these are older pieces of Rae Dunn. Now you want to make sure, again, do your research because Rae Dunn didn't always produce items that are specifically her design. So Magenta also does their own type of pieces, and they do their own designs, and they have other artists that work with them as well. So not everything that you find M stamp necessarily means that it's a Rae Dunn piece or that it was designed by her. So again, make sure that you guys do your research before you make your purchase. The next item is from the 2017 and 2018's era, and this is when we start seeing the one that a lot of us are familiar with now. So we have the Rae Dunn Artisan Collection by Magenta stamp, says dishwasher safe, made in China, make it hot in microwave. So this is when we start seeing now that Rae Dunn is getting her own name into her own products. So they steered away from the M stamp, which is the one I just shared with you guys, and they started putting her name on her actual products. So here we see, again, this is a lot of what you guys see now. They really haven't steered away from this design with the newer mugs coming out now. The only difference is that you guys have probably always heard me say in various videos that there is no number or no numeration at the bottom by where it says by Magenta. So this is still an older piece, but it doesn't have a number. So to me, that is a clear indicator that this is an older piece, possibly again in the 2017s, 2018s era, maybe 2019s, I'm not too sure. But again, this is kind of like an indicator that this is a little bit older than, definitely not newer than what we're used to seeing now. So again, you want to make sure you do your research. If you guys see a Rae Dunn mug, always check the bottom of the stamping. Again, as you guys can see, it gradually has changed from various logos. And you can be able to tell if this is going to be like an older piece and if you would want to add it to your collection. Always make sure that you decide that. Make a determination whether you either want to keep the item, if you might want to resell it. Definitely a lot of the older Rae Dunn pieces do bring in a good penny. I definitely can attest to that, and they are definitely a lot harder to find, and just a lot of more people like the older pieces like me. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have more of an appreciation for the older Rae Dunn pieces than the newer ones now. On to the next piece, you guys. This one still amazes me. I still cannot believe that I found this at Goodwill, especially for the price. As we know it, this is being re-released, and this is such an iconic piece. I cannot believe that I still found it at Goodwill. This was only $4.99. This canister, which this is a chalkboard surface, This goes for a pretty big penny. So if you guys ever find anything like this ever in your thrift store, and there are several pieces from this collection, definitely grab it up. Now this is part of the boutique line. So another stamp that you guys will want to see is this one. Very clear and simple. It's actually one of the most simplest designs of her stamping. It says Rae Dunn by Magenta. This still even has the original sticker label. It says Magenta Incorporated. So what do I mean by boutique pieces? So Rae Dunn designed pieces which she would sell herself. So she would design her own pieces, hand make them, you know, glaze them, design them, make them, everything from basically from making the item to selling the item and everything from shipping, all the works. So she had her own personal pieces. And then when Magenta came into play, they started producing her pieces from her designs. So this was part of a boutique collection. So Rae would sell pieces to different stores and different boutiques and different shops that would carry her specific lines. So this would be like basically like an exclusive piece that you would only be able to buy like in a specific boutique store. So there are several pieces that they have launched, which Magenta has launched in different boutique stores, which you can only buy them if you're, you know, if you ever were by a boutique store, if you knew someone that, you know, like a boutique store that carried Rae Dunn. So this is definitely something that you want to keep an eye out. And I'm telling you guys, if I found these pieces at thrift stores, then you most definitely can. So always make sure to check out your thrift store and see what you can scope out. Next up, we have our special collaboration mug. So as you guys can see, this is also a very different stamping. So this is definitely a lot, these are definitely more newer, you guys. As we know, Rae Dunn and Magenta have partnered with Disney and other characters as well and other companies to produce these beautiful mugs now with characters, as we can see. So we have the Disney line, which is one of the ones that I collect, which I absolutely love because I love Disney. So we have the Disney Encanto series and then the Disney Princess, which, as we know, there's a lot. There's Pixar, there is The Wizard of Oz, and so on and so forth. So this is definitely another stamping that you guys are seeing now, which says the logo, which is the company, whether it may be Disney, Pixar, whatever the case may be. And then we have Rae Dunn Artisan Collection by Magenta, which this is definitely very different from what we've seen before. It's now in it kind of looks like it's encased like if it was supposed to be some type of square, and then it's black, and then it gives us all the information at the bottom. And the numeral number is all the way at the bottom, which is actually very interesting. These are labeled the same, 181, 181. Now, I am so sorry. I really don't know what the number means. If any Rae Dunn aficionado who is watching, if you guys know what the number means, let me know in the comments below. I believe it has to do with some type of serial number or series, you know. That's just me taking a very far-fetched guess. But if you guys know, let me know in the comments below. But again, this is another stamping that you guys will see with special collaborations. Usually we'll have, again, the trademark or whatever company is doing the collaboration with Rae Dunn. And then we have the information at the bottom. And of course, last but not least, we have the current stamping. So this is what we see now in all the everyday mugs, you know, the basic mugs, the holiday mugs, everything that doesn't have any special collaboration or that is new to this year or 2022, I believe even 2021. So we have the basic stamp that says Rae Dunn Artisan Collection by Magenta and the number, and then we have the information on the top and the bottom. So this is definitely what you guys are seeing right now that circulates in store, and this is something that I find a lot actually still at the thrift store. So many of you who have already seen my thrift hauls and my videos, I find a lot of Rae Dunn with the store tag still in place. And of course, it's a lot of the newer mugs that I find, usually a lot of holiday ones as well. But I definitely have come across so many Rae Dunn vintage pieces The pieces that you guys have seen so far in this video, again, all thrifted. I found them at various stores, whether they may be Goodwill or Savers. I've even had some luck in Salvation Army, but you definitely want to make sure you keep an eye out and scope out your thrift store to see what you guys can find. Again, you want to make sure that you're looking for, if you're looking for older pieces for Rae Dunn, then this is definitely not the stamp that you want to be seeing. If you see this and it's going to be definitely probably a brand newer mug, if you see the number, again, the number beneath magenta, then that is definitely a clear indicator that this is a newer mug. If you're looking for a lot of the vintage pieces, then again, you're going to go ahead and reference to the older stamping like this one or the previous ones that I showed in the beginning of the video. You want to make sure that there's no number. As you guys can see, this is definitely a much older piece. This is part of the Bug collection, and this definitely has not been reproduced any longer since its release, probably. So definitely much older. You want to make sure that you keep an eye out for these indicators when you're thrifting for Rae Dunn. That is the end of today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for my first feature Friday. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I want to really give you guys a little bit more of information of the things I thrift. Not only do I get to learn more by researching these items, but I'm also able to pass that information along to other people who are also thrifting or wanting to thrift or wanting to keep an eye out, you know, when they're thrifting and trying to see if their items are worth getting or not. If you guys are a big Rae Dunn fan like I am, then it gets very difficult, especially like me coming across so many items at Goodwill. I really have to be very picky with what makes it home. Usually if it's an older vintage piece with the stamping that I shared with you guys, then that's definitely a big yes that it will come home with me. But it also depends on if it's the quality, if it's still in good shape, is it still usable, is it still in, depending on the cracks, on the crazing, just overall condition of the item. Usually I'm not very hesitant when it comes to like that stuff. If it has a crack or if it has some chipping or crazing, it doesn't matter to me. As you guys saw, some of the mugs are not in the best condition that I shared in the video. So I kind of play it by ear. If it's like a really cool piece, then I definitely bring it home. If it's kind of like it's okay, then I just let it go. I definitely have left some older pieces behind, especially a lot of the ones with the, you know, the regular iconic black letter font, the lettering. Those I'm kind of like, they're okay. I do have some, but I rather have more of the collectible ones like the Bug series or like even the Icon series. I've come across those as well, which is so crazy because I'm telling you guys, it's so amazing. It's crazy to this day that I still find so many amazing pieces of Rae Dunn at my thrift store. So I hope again that this video was informational. I hope that I was clear. Again, I'm no expert. I'm not, you know, claiming to be a Rae Dunn 100% expert. This is just information that I'm going based off on from learning again, from reading things online, and then also my personal experience from thrifting. And I just wanted to pass that information along to you guys so you guys can keep an eye out when you're thrifting in your stores. So again, let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the Rae Dunn stamping? Is there any information that you guys know that you would like to share with me as well? I love to learn and I love to hear what your guys' thoughts are. So definitely make sure to drop those comments down below. So until next time, you guys, this is Daniel from Golden Finds on our very first feature Friday. I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend, and until the next one, bye guys.